Students, that in this video that we are going to discuss here, that the transmission of liquid pressure. Last video that you must have gone through, that of the liquid pressure. Now in this video that we will be discussing about now that liquid pressure, the transmission of liquid pressure and the principle of Pascal's law in our day-to-day life. So we'll start with transmission of liquid pressure. So as you know that liquid exerts pressure because of the weight of the liquid contained in a particular container. Now it has been found out that whenever pressure is exerted on that liquid which is confined in a particular container, in a closed confined container, the pressure not only exerts at one particular place, rather it will be distributed in all that directions. And this was, first of all, it was found out by Pascal. So who has decided that whenever the pressure exerted on a liquid contained in a closed confined container transmits equally in all directions. Try to understand the concept. Pressure exerted on a liquid contained in a closed confined container. That means if suppose consider that we have taken one closed container. Consider that this is a closed container which contains that liquid, and whenever pressure, the thrust that will be exerted on it normally or perpendicularly on a certain area, then in that case we will find out that it will not be only confined at that particular place, rather it will be exerted in all that direction. You must have seen this one as a common experience, that suppose a polythene, a closed polythene which contains that water, whenever and if it will be having a number of small holes, if we will press that one, we will find out that in all these directions that water oozes out. So this is, in that case what happens, that whenever we are in a particular place that the force is exerted, force is applied on a particular area, that means perpendicularly when this force is applied, then in that case particularly what happens, that this force per unit area which is considered to be the pressure, that gets distributed, gets transmitted equally in all directions. So that is why he did a simple experiment taking one of Pascal's apparatus. This Pascal's apparatus was a sort of spherical container. At the neck of that a piston was connected, and having a number of nozzles were there of the different places that the nozzle was there. All these nozzles that were connected at different places. Now this container that was filled with that of the liquid, say water. When a certain amount of pressure or certain amount of force is exerted here, because it has some sort of area, so when the force normally it is acting on that piston, or in other words we can say that the pressure now, because thrust per unit area. So he found out that water from this side, this surface, this nozzle, all it comes out at a time and equally. So this means that whenever any sorts of pressure exerted on this closed confined container, that it will not be confined at particular that place, but it will be spread, it will be distributed in all these directions, and finally it will be coming out. So this particular phenomenon, this particular principle is applied in our day-to-day life in many different types of devices. Now it can be explained in a more convenient way. Now let us consider that we have taken a two-mouthed container, a double-mouthed container. In this case what happens? Now suppose this is a sort of double-mouthed container where one of the mouth, that is comparatively having smaller area, and the other one is having a wider area. That means out of these two mouths, one. In this case we have seen that the cross sectional area, in this case let the area be A1, and here this is A2, and where we can say that A2 is greater than A1. The area of cross section of the second one is more than that of this one, and which contains a sort of liquid, let's say water. It contains water. This contains that of the liquid. Now here what happens? Consider a force is applied here, F1. Now this force, which is acting normally on a particular area, that causes the liquid pressure, and as a result what happens? The pressure, now it will be exerted here. So let us consider that here that pressure is P1 and here pressure is P2, and so as a result what happens? That if we will find out what will be that F2, what is the relationship between that F2. Now in this case we will see that here P1, that is equal to F1 upon A1, and in this case we will find P2, that is equal to F2 upon A2. But however liquid pressure remains same all through, so that is why now in this case we can say that P1 is equal to P2. So since P1 is equal to P2, therefore in other words we can say that F1 upon A1 is equal to F2 upon A2, and from this expression now we can say that altering this F1 F2 value, that will be getting F1 upon F2, that is equal to A1 upon A2, or in other words we can find that F1 into A2, that is equal to F2 into A1. But however we have already seen that A2 is greater than A1. So since A2 is greater than A1, then what about the relationship between F1 and F2? If we will see that A1 is smaller than that of A2, then in that case we can say that F1 should be also, this implies that since A2 is greater than A1, since the cross section of the second one is more than that of cross section of this A1, so therefore in this case we can say that F2 must be greater than F1 by this relation. So in other words, now we can say that a small force acting on a small area, normally when it will be exerted through a liquid, this pressure becomes equally distributed, and therefore on wider area that we will be getting a wider amount of the force or wider amount of the thrust that will be generated there. And we have already discussed that the thrust is due to that of the weight. So therefore now in this case we can say that the F2 or the second one, the force or the weight, whatever you can say, that must be greater in comparison to that F1. So now here what is the intention of this one? This basic principle, that by applying a very small force or a force of small magnitude, the force can be multiplied through a liquid when it will be transmitted through a liquid or in a apparatus, in an apparatus which contains a certain type of liquid, then in that case less force that can be increased by its magnitude, provided if the area of the cross section that becomes more. That is what the basic principle and the application. This phenomenon can be applied in this way, that certain machines are there, certain devices are also there, those which are based on the principle of the same principle, or we can say that Pascal's law of liquid pressure. Such type of appliances or such type of physical devices that we can say of many use, where nowadays you must have seen that a number of hydraulic machines are working, hydraulic machines, and these hydraulic machines are having a wide range of that application nowadays, starting from your that the general this four-wheelers till that it can be also used in case of the aeroplanes, and in case of your that some of the bridges are also there which are made up of that hydraulic that jacks or hydraulic press. In that manner, in that hydraulic machines are used in many in our day-to-day life. It becomes a part and parcel of our life. Now all sorts of these hydraulic machines, they work on this Pascal's law of liquid pressure. So those appliances that are used here, the appliances which are used, such as number one, that is your hydraulic press. Hydraulic press, which is basically a sort of device which can be used to press the bales of wet cotton or that to extract sugarcane juice for making sugar, etc., etc. This is the sort of machine, hydraulic press, otherwise used for that extracting that water or that the juicy parts, because here what happens in case of this type of devices, huge amount of that of the wet, that the bales of cotton or jute, that can be taken to that of the factory, and there this has to be squeezed in such a manner, so where the great force is required, where a huge amount of the force is required to remove that of the juicy part of this sugarcane or that wet cotton and to make it dry. Then secondly, hydraulic brakes. Hydraulic brakes normally that are found in case of that heavy vehicles. In such cases what happens, that the inside that the wheel, inside the rim, it is having the brakes. Those brakes are connected to that of, those brakes are connected to a sort of liquid drum which contains a sort of brake oil, and now this is connected finally to that of the lever. So in this case what happens, whenever that the pressure is exerted here or that the thrust is exerted with a certain manner, then automatically that will be transmitted to that of the brake oil which is filled with that, and this same that the liquid pressure that will be exerted here, as a result what happens, that both of this the shoes or that of the shoes of the brake, that will be expanded and it will come in contact with that of the rim. So as a result what happens, that it can be squeezed, because in these cases particularly this can be used in case of your that the four-wheelers or that the heavy vehicles, where that the mass of that of the vehicle is more, so that is why the momentum in that case that becomes more. So as a result what happens, in that case it is very difficult to stop the vehicle whenever it is moving with a very great speed. Now in such cases this brake, these hydraulic brakes are of means vast use in that condition. So as a result, what happens, very less amount of the force that can be applied on that. So as a result, it can be multiplied, and then we find that the vehicle that comes to the rest condition. This is one hydraulic brake. Similarly, also we are having that hydraulic jack. So these are some of the devices, some of the appliances which can be used for various purposes following to that Pascal's principle. In next video that we will discuss, in this video that we have only discussed about that of the transmission of that the liquid pressure and the appliances in our day-to-day life. In the next video that we will discuss about that the atmospheric pressure and its measurement, atmospheric pressure, its measurement, and the consequences that will be because of that of atmospheric pressure. So hope that you must have liked this video, and you please go through this one. The PDF is also with this. So as a result, that you can get the benefit from this video as much as possible, and I think I hope that you all will like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.